my gosh, and in this moment, I just really hate him.
I just need a moment to not freeze. Give me a minute, yeah, freeze. I'm feeling happy now, freeze. I'm feeling grateful now.
Hello, this is Tiffany. Welcome back to Mellow Vibes. Today, I guess this is a story time. I know I just did one last, but this is about finally finishing the book that I have been reading for longer than I've known my fiance. So before I even get into it, I want to say happy belated Indigenous Peoples Day. I have my my newest mask is the seal of my ancestral tribe, which is Shinnecock Nation, Southampton, New York. And so I was out hiking on Indigenous Peoples Day, communing with nature. But that day, actually the day before, I finally finished this book, 1,000 Days in Venice. Now, I am somebody who used to read super fast. The limit that I could get from the library was 8 books at a time, and I would typically, you have 3 weeks to return your books, and in 3 weeks I would have read all 8 books. So I would read, pretty quickly, but it's been a while. I think, well, really since I've had to be an adult. More specifically, I think it was when I moved to Philly when I was 24, and just really be like hustling. I have not been able to like complete a book quickly. And so, but this is definitely the longest time. And I'm somebody who used to not like reading several books at a time, but I was actually reading this other book at the same time, which is this. Actually it was because I was looking for this book, 1,000 Days in Venice, and the word 1,000 came up. So then it found this as well when I was looking to buy it. So this is Woman of 1,000 Secrets. But so I finally got back into this last night, actually. But I was recommended this book. I watched the content creator Kylie Flavel, and she's based in Italy. She's really great. She actually inspired me to shoot and edit my own music video because she was creating some series or something a while ago, and she's like, I'm just going to do everything myself. And so as somebody who has done that my whole life, I didn't really want to do my music video by myself, but I was just like, F it, let's go. And so I did, and I did that last year. So, and that's on my music channel, which is Tiffany J Music, and that's on YouTube. And anyway, she had a list of books, I guess, that were like, I think for Wanderlust, I want to say. And so I love reading travel books. It's one of my favorite genres, and travel memoirs to be exact. And so this is what this is. And I started this, it was either the beginning of October or the end of September. I found it online when I looked it up, and it had like the first chapter available. It might have been on Amazon that had the first chapter. I'm not really sure. So I remember reading it to my mom. She really liked the book, the part that I'd read, and I found it in the library, and then read very little, I guess, before I had to return it. I think I extended it like twice, and then I was just like, let me just buy it because I do like it enough. I was just not really finding the time. So I finally bought it on eBay, which is where I get mostly everything. I don't really shop at Amazon, but so I got on eBay for like $3, and it was like new. It's perfectly new. Like all this is Benday stuff is me. But yeah, so I kind of just read it again while I was reading this other book that I had bought from eBay, because then I bought like a crap load of books. And it was just, I feel like I took so long with it because it was just this journey that I ended up being on myself. Like, it was weird. Like I said, I started reading this book either the end of September or the beginning of October. I met my fiance the end of October. So I had already been reading it for a while, and then I met him, and then I'm like, this is weird. This is very similar. Because this is about this woman who travels to Venice, and she meets somebody who, like, the day before she leaves, and he says he's in love with her. Like, he had seen her when she had been there the year before, but he had never said anything to her. But he said, I fell in love with you when I first saw you. Anyway, 2 weeks after that, after she leaves, he visits her in the States, and within that time they decide to get married. She sells her house, she moves to Italy, it's all this stuff. So and like the feelings, I love how transparent she is with this book, because she is saying like very real stuff and I love it. So it was like she was going through all these emotions that I was going through at the time, earlier, after me and my fiance got engaged. The plan was that I was going to move to his country. So I was like going through all the things that she was going through, like preparing and all that stuff. And which is not the way we're doing it now, but yes, so it was really relatable. And I remember I read a chapter to my fiance, and that's another thing. It's like they were having language barriers. She didn't really speak Italian that much. He didn't really speak English, and so they're having this thing, which is sometimes what we have. And so yeah, I was reading a chapter of this book, and she's like I said, being super transparent. She's just like, oh my gosh, and in this moment, I just really hate him, and all this stuff. And I was just like, Dag, I hope I never hate you. And he's like, no, of course not. And you know, that moment came because that's very real. But yeah, I just love how this book, she is really honest with how she feels, with how she recognizes that she loves this person, that they love each other, they want to build a life together, but she doesn't really know him that well. Like literally throughout the book, she refers to him as the stranger. I mean, eventually she starts saying his name, but most of the time it's the stranger. And I remember my fiance was like, you don't feel like I'm a stranger, do you? I'm like, no, not at all. I feel like I actually know you very well, and vice versa. But I love the like raw emotion of what it is to really uproot your life and to really like be in this relationship where she had already been divorced, had grown kids, and but she was feeling like she'd never had a relationship like this before. Like it was a real relationship. And I was like, that's how I feel. Like, I feel like I've never had a real relationship until this one. And so I feel like maybe I took so long with it because I was just kind of on a journey with her. And I mean, she's way ahead now because at the end of the book, you know, they're already like 2 or 3 years in their marriage and stuff. But yeah, this is the book that I've been reading for longer than I've known my fiance. So that is the Storytime. You should check it out. Sometimes it gets, the vocab is a bit too much in the way that I like descriptive things. I like where I can like imagine all the stuff, but sometimes I think she can spend too long describing something, which I don't need that much. And the, you know, I like big vocab, but sometimes it's like, all right, you know. But I do love how she weaves in Italian. I do love Italian. She weaves in Italian within the book, you know, words here and there. And yeah, so definitely check it out if you're interested in travel memoirs. And it's by Marlena de Blasi, and she actually has a wedding photo in the back. Yeah, so thanks. Hope you enjoyed this quick story time.